Singapore Math. First of all, thank you for taking this opportunity to finally help your child love math, get high grades in mathematics, be good at problem solving, not just on routine. Because in this seminar, you're going to learn the hidden flaws, the hidden problems in the way math is being taught in most schools. That's why most of the kids right now, which might include your kid, is having difficulty with mathematics. To tell it, it's not their fault. It's not your fault. It's just so happened that the approach that's using in their school is no longer effective. It's outdated. So today you're going to learn tips, techniques, how to help your child today finally love math. Let's bring back the confidence. Ibalik natin yung confidence ng anak niyo sa math. And let's convert that I hate math to I love math. Alright? So let's start. We're going to learn what is Singapore Math today. However, before that, let's revisit. Guys, balikan natin yung traditional approach. I'm sure you still remember this because pinagdaanan natin to nung high school and grade school. Especially the multiplication table. I'm sure you still remember this grade 2 math. Remember, our teachers required us to memorize the multiplication table and then go in front of the class and then recite it from 1 to 10. Prestigious experience, still fresh to me because I was pressured by this. Imagine you're just 10 years old and then you have to memorize 1 to 10. And then come high school and then even college, we need to memorize a lot of formulas, procedures. Otherwise, if you forgot, it's impossible for us to answer an exam. Otherwise, we have a cheat code or we have a código. That's why you should remember our top classmate or our classmate with honors. Most of them have really strong memory. They can memorize formulas. They can memorize procedures. So that's the problem with traditional math is that it focuses too much on memorization, repetition, aka rote learning. We call it education, rote learning. Although Singapore Math has also some parts of rote learning. That's not the only thing. It's beyond that. Alright? But in traditional approach, the focus is rote learning. Alright? Whereby learning math, especially for kids, it becomes tedious. Paulit-ulit you need to memorize. Nakakapagod. Boring. Ayaw nila yan. And children tend to function mechanically like calculator without knowing the concept behind the procedures and missing this very important skill in the 21st century, critical thinking. Wala yan. Kulang dyan. This is too old, no? Masyado na matanda itong approach ito. Since the 19th to 20th century, and sad to say, some schools are still under this approach, the traditional approach. Actually, during the 19th to 20th century, it was okay. The approach was fine. Why? Because the main driver of economy was mass production. So we have a lot of factories, then we need a lot of factory workers. Factory workers, jobs that only require routine cognitive work and manual labor. So paulit-ulit lang. So okay na yun. The approach was fine before because most of the jobs are routinary. Okay? However, right now, it's already 2019, maging 29, it's the 21st century. It's all in 21st century. And because of automation, because of artificial intelligence, most of these jobs, the routine jobs, are being taken by machines. Kaya-kayang gawin ng mga machines yan ng AI, and they can do it faster, cheaper than humans. Okay? That's why, one example, if you're familiar with the BPO industry, if you have friends in the call center, and you see it, if you have a phone, and then you call the network, either Globe, Sun, or Smart, the first, not the person, but the first thing that will going to answer you is no longer a human. It's a recorded version. It's an AI. Kapag tumawag ka sa network ng Globe, it's the first thing that we're going to answer is no longer human. It's recorded. Meaning to say, it's not only the factories that jobs are being taken by machines, but also in the office, especially those routine. Paulit-ulit lang. Alright? That's why, according to experts, hindi kami nagsabi ito, but economists, we need to emphasize on expert thinking, complex communication. Your child must learn this in the school. Expert thinking and complex communication, tasks that computers, calculators cannot do. Alright? Para pag-graduate nila, they are not replaceable by machines. Okay? As a matter of fact, it was covered in GMA Network 24 Oras. According to TESDA, That's the guys. Warned us that 64 to 8% of the jobs in the Philippines will be taken by the machines in the near future because of the fourth industrial revolution or the AI. Okay? That's why in SAM in Singapore Math, we focus on this. Alright? We are focusing more than math, but to develop the 21st century learning competencies or the skills, the competencies that your child must develop in the school so that when they go out, they graduated, they have an edge not only to the other applicants, other graduates, but also edge over machine. Okay? If you take a look at the model, you can find, wala kayong nakikitang memorization. There's no memorization or high memory. But I think, importante pa rin naman. It's still important. However, if you forgot something, Google can help you. Just ask Google. Search mo lang. There are gadgets that can help us. Meaning to say, the most important thing are this, like communication, collaboration. Alright? And among others, Singapore Math focuses on developing this. So Singapore Math is equals critical thinking. Our focus is not memorization, not calculation, but more on to develop critical thinking. Alright? Make sense? So, now the question is, what is Singapore Math? So here's what I did whenever I do parent orientation. This is online, so I usually do offline parent orientation when we have a new center opening. So I ask the parents first, when you hear the word math, what comes to your mind? Anong unang papasok sa isip niyo? And normally, they reply, numbers. Yeah, when you hear the word math, it's numbers. Okay, the first thing, numbers. And then I ask them, how do you feel when it's already subject math? And guess what? Most of them say this negative perception about mathematics. That's very difficult, stressful, tedious. Although some sense, neutral, I'm good at it. But most of them, they're not good in math. It's their Waterloo. Alright? So now, the best person or the best agency to answer this is actually not us, but MOE, the creator of Singapore Math. Ministry of Education Singapore. It's like DepEd. DepEd, we have here departments, right? In Singapore, they call it ministry. So, Ministry of Education Singapore, the government body behind Singapore Math. They created Singapore Math. It's a government initiative. This is very important, the definition. They define math as an excellent vehicle for the development and improvement of intellectual competence. As you can see, have you noticed? They use the metaphor vehicle, guys. Meaning to say, in the subject math, yes, it's our goal to teach numbers, fractions, algebra. But the primary goal is to use math as a means, a platform, an instrument to make your child more intelligent. Alright, guys? Meaning to say, subject math, the goal is not to memorize, but to think, to use math as an excellent vehicle to develop thinking, intellectual competence. Alright, guys? Thinking, not memorization. Comprehension. Okay? Next slide. This is the basis of this is the basis of Singapore Math. The Singapore Math Curriculum Framework, also known as the Pentagon Model. So whenever we're training new trainers, this is our basis. The books that your children is using a Singapore Math school, same curriculum. As you can see, before I mentioned that I asked the parents during center opening, when they hear the word math, what comes to their mind? They said numbers. Actually, numbers are here. I see here. So as you can see, under the concept, numerical, aka numbers, algebra, geometry, stats. But based on the Singapore Math Curriculum Framework, numbers are not math. It's not math. It's just part of mathematics. There's a lot of things. There's other elements like skills, attitudes, confidence is very important in SCM. That's why we're saying the parents, ibalik natin yung confidence ng anak niyo sa math. Alright? Metacognition and processes. But as you can see, the main focus, look at this guys, the main focus of Singapore Math is the application of numbers in solving real-world problems. That's why the heart of Singapore Math, the heart of SCM is problem solving, guys. See? Why? Because it's the practical application. You know, we have a lot of engineers franchise owners, meaning they own the franchise of SA in a particular place. We have mechanical engineer, we have ECE, we have electrical, we also have marine engineers. So they mention on their job, there is such thing they call as codes. There are codes on their job, meaning may kodigo, may software, may nakaready na. The important thing on their job was analysis. Analyze the problem, analyze the project, provide solution, application, practical application, thinking. That's the critical part of their job, more on thinking. Alright guys, so that's the important thing. You want your job to get this high-paying jobs, focus on thinking. Okay? And another special thing about Singapore Math is the use of the CPA approach. Guys, this is not accountant, I'm getting certified public accountant. This is the concrete pictorial abstract. Alright? That's why we have toys. So on our website, our Facebook page, there are toys. We call this manipulatives. This is the concrete. By the way, this is based on Jerome Bruner. Jerome Bruner is not a Singaporean, like Western country. He's a psychologist. Meaning to say, Singapore Math is not purely Singaporean. It's a combination of best practice around the world. Alright? And according to Jerome, whenever you're teaching any abstract concept to your child, not only math, it could be science, any abstract. Meaning you need to imagine. It's not tangible. It's imagination. Abstract. We must always start with its concrete representation, like toys. Because toys, firstly, they like toys. When kids go to SAM, the first impression, yeah, we have the kids in Valenzuela, he said, I don't like math because it's a human torture. See how that's too much, but when you go to SM, you saw the toys, it was okay because it's not the typical math tutorial center. So we have toys. They hook the child, the kids love toys. Alright, aside from that, because of the toys, we're able to give meaning to the abstract. So let's say simple counting. Because of this, we give meaning. 1, 2, 3. They visualize, they touch, it's tangible, it's real, it's meaningful learning experience. I'm going to show you an actual thing on how we do how to divide fractions so that you can appreciate the CPA. So from concrete, we move to pictures. That's why our worksheet I've displayed here. These are, by the way, we don't have books, but we have our worksheets. There are pictures, you see, abstract, procedures, pictures, worded problem. Alright? So your child will really understand math with this, as you can see. Alright. And then finally, abstract. So the goal is to learn the abstract, to learn how to add, to multiply, fractions, algebra. But in order for the child to learn it effectively and easily and fun, we use concrete, pictorial, and then abstract. Alright guys? That's why in SM centers we have a lot of manipulatives like this. As you can see, for every topics, we have not just one or more manipulatives. So our trainer will just pick the manipulatives that's going to be preferred by your child or effective for your child. So these are the manipulatives. This is a special thing about SEM Center. We have manipulatives. Children really like this. Okay? So what we have here is a brief comparison of traditional math versus Singapore math. First of all, Singapore math is the same math. Still addition, still subtraction, still fraction, still algebra. We cover the same topics. Although there's a topic in Singapore math that we no longer cover. The Roman numerals. We don't cover Roman numerals anymore. Yeah, you still remember the Roman numerals? Why? Why we don't cover it? Because it's no longer fractal. Where do you use Roman numerals? On your clock, on your watch, on your research. But aside from that, where? So it's no longer fractal. So we focus on practical things. Alright? No Roman numerals in the format. So again, it's the same math. The only difference is the approach. The way we deliver the content. Alright? We focus more on understanding and problem solving. By the way, guys, going back to the CPA, this is very important because Singapore math must have CPA, must have concrete, pictorial, abstract. So there's a perception that Singapore math is the books. Remember the books? But it's beyond that. Books is just part of it. Singapore math is more on the methodologies, the way we deliver the content. So there should be concrete, there should be toys. Because if it's only book, it's hard for the child to understand. If it's only pictorial and abstract. Okay, so there should be toys, manipulatives, pictures, illustration diagrams, and then the abstract. Going back, traditional math teaches the house, the shortcuts, the procedures, how to add, how to subtract. Singapore math teaches the whys before the hows. I'm going to show you how to divide fraction, where you don't need. If you forgot how to do that, you still remember how to divide fractions. Even if you forgot, you can still answer by using the CPA, by using Singapore math. And that's the whys, because you understand the concept of division by fraction. I'm going to show you. And then, in traditional math, when we have word problems, what do? We use what? Algebra, equation 2x plus y. But in Singapore math, as early as pre-primaries, as early as grade 1, we have word problems. Show you. This is grade 1, guys. This is a worded problem, as you can see. The doping is about wooden bricks now. How many? As you can see, this is a worded problem for grade 1. Oh, simple, but it's a worded problem. So they need to understand. So they haven't encountered algebra yet until grade 6. So algebra is being introduced on grade 6. So we teach them the bar model approach, which is more visual. It's like an illustration diagrams. Okay? I'm going to show you an actual word problem. How we solve this using the SCM Singapore math approach in an actual parent orientation so that you can see the interaction. Okay? Show you the actual how we solve this. Grade 3, by the way, this is grade 3, guys. Grade 3 SCM fraction word problem. You can also try and then pause this on a while and then try to answer and then resume. Okay? And then compare how we do it in the Singapore math way and traditional way. It's easier, which is better. Okay? So another difference with the two is traditional math mastery is achieved by mere repetition and drills. Paulit-ulit until such time na maging second nature ng bata. Alright, let's say sabihin 3 times 4, 12. Fast and accurate. Alright? However, what if, this is a true story. You have a client in Valenzuela. His child is taking this prominent math enrichment program for 2 years, more than 2 years. And then, one day, he asked his child a very practical question. This is in Tagalog, the actual question. Meron akong 7 lobo. Lumipad yung 3. Ilan na lang ang natira? And his child cannot answer. Although his child is very fast. Actually, on grade 1 can do division. Very fast in addition in memorization. But with this practical question, he can't answer. He can't comprehend. So he realized, this is not enough. Okay? And by the way, there is calculator. Calculators, no matter how fast you are, it's even faster than you. And there's software. There's apps who can solve algebraic equations in just a matter of seconds. I'll show you later. So that's why in Singapore math, mastery is achieved through emphasis on word problems. A lot of word problems, you see, these are worded problems. We want to develop thinking, we want to develop application. Show you this app. This is the Photomat. To show you that mere mastery of procedures is not enough because again, softwares, machines can do it faster than us. This is the Photomat. You can just search in your Google app or your iTunes. This is the SAM, by the way, sorry guys. Alright. SAM grade 6 algebra. As you can see, PN plus n minus 1. Boom! Answer. Okay? Okay, just watch it. You can answer it. You know, if we're going to answer this, it will take us minutes. But this software, this app can answer it right away. Alright? But still we cover this because it's important. But more than that, beyond that, after they learn the procedure, we give them worded problems. So it's how this app can solve our worded problems. Okay? So this is a worded problem. Let's see. So let's try to answer the worded problem, taking time. So what's the answer? Can you answer it? NI. What's NI? I don't know. I don't know what's NI. Alright? You don't know what the worded problem. So if you want the child to have an edge over machine over this app, teach them word problems because machines. You know, this is non-routine. Worded problems are non-routine. This is thinking. Okay? In a traditional math, the goal, I'm sorry for this word, the goal in traditional math is to become a fast-talking calculator. Right? Mabilis sa computation. Diba? On the other hand, the goal in Singapore math is to become a thinking child. Yung nag-iisip, hindi na nagme-memorize. And I'm sure, tinanong, pinapili ko kayo, which one do you want? Your child has high grades on the exam because he memorized the formulas and procedures, or because he is thinking. He's good at problem solving. He can think. Alright? Yeah. So, parents are asking us, there are some parents asking us, where did Singapore math came from? Why there's no things such as Philippine math? Wala namang Philippine math or American math. Why there's such thing as Singapore math? Actually, in Singapore, if you go to Singapore, there's no such thing as Singapore math. It's just maths with S, because you're already in Singapore. Just so happened it was branded Singapore math because routinely they rank #1 in global assessment like TIMSS. Guys, TIMSS, Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study. Not just in study, but an actual assessment taken by students around the world. This one is for the fourth grader around the world. And Singapore, routinely rank 1. 1995 rank 1, 2003 rank 1, 2007 rank 2, 2011 1. And then the most recent teams, 2015, they rank 1 again. They do this every 4 years. The next one is 2019 this year, although there's no result yet. We're waiting for the result. So the most recent was 2015. Guys, is this the first time that you saw this study, this assessment, the teams? First time you looked at it. Because I always ask this whenever I do parent orientation during grand opening, and most of the parents never saw this before. They're not familiar with this. And probably you're also not familiar with TIMSS. The reason why most parents, which might include you, doesn't heard about TIMSS is because Philippines, our country, we just participated once, more than a decade ago, 2003. So to say, it's ranked 23rd out of 25 countries. We are better than 2 African countries. We're third at the bottom. So to say, but for me, it's even better. Last 2003. Why? Because we participate. The country participate. Meaning to say, we know where we are as a country. However, right now, for more than a decade, we don't know where's the Philippines based on international standard. We have no idea because we don't participate. But before, we know where we are. We can follow the best practice of other countries. We have data. Right now, no data. But I have a good news. I have a source from DepEd. He said that we joined 2019, where there's no result yet. So let's wait for the result. Hopefully, good luck. We hope for the best for our Philippines. So we already participated based on the source. So just wait for the 2019 result. Okay, guys? So this is the recent teams, the 2015. 49 countries, Singapore is #1, as you can see. Right? No Philippines here. So guys, this is very important. The benchmarking. So I show you the result, the numbers. This is the interpretation. This is the explanation of the result. You'll see here the benchmark or the levels. We have advanced, high, intermediate, low. And then the percentage of those who qualify for level, okay? And then the criteria, the qualification. How can you say that you are in the low benchmark? These are the criteria, the qualification to be able to say that this child is low, intermediate, high, advanced. So let's start with the lowest benchmark, which is the low benchmark. As you can see, most of the kids, most of the students qualify on this level. Why? The reason why is because, this one, they have some basic mathematical knowledge. Meaning to say, they know how to add, they know how to subtract, they memorize the formulas, algebra, they know math. But knowing maths based on international standard is not enough. It's actually the lowest skill. Just knowing maths, the procedures, just knowing the procedures. Alright? Now let's move up to the advanced benchmark. Fast forward, advanced benchmark. As you can see, from 93% drastically goes down to only 6%. Only 6% qualify under the advanced benchmark. But take a look at this cloud. Interesting to note that Singapore, countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, and Korea, 41 to 50% of those students who participate from these countries are considered advanced, were considered advanced. Okay? The reason why is, meaning to say in Singapore, one out of 2 students are considered advanced based on international standard. The reason why is this. Because these are the students, this is very important guys, this is the pinnacle skill in math guys. Listen, these are the students who can apply understanding and knowledge in a bright and relatively complex situation and explain the reasoning. So saan daw sila magaling guys? They are really good on problem solving. Okay? They can apply what they learn. And also they can explain. They understand. Alam mo yun, hindi na nakabis, but they understand yung workings nila. They can explain. Okay? This is another global assessment, the PISA. Alright? This is by the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. Just like TIMSS. The only difference is that this is based on age. This is, by the way, 15 years old. So the participants are only 15 years old. The things that I showed you earlier, these are 4th grade or grade 4. These are 15 years old, somewhere like second year high. Alright? So if you're 16, you're 14, you're out. You should be 15 only. Alright? So as you can see, Singapore consistently ranked 1, not just in math, rank 1 in math, but also in reading. This is English. Singapore is the best in reading English. This is not a phonics class, guys. This is not memorizing the words and sounds. This is more comprehension. Singapore is the best, better than English-speaking countries like USA, Canada, Singapore, reading, as well as science. So Singapore ranked 1 on all categories, math, reading, and science, among 70 plus nations in PISA 2015. Alright? No Philippines here. And then, yeah, I'm sure you heard about this. We have Filipino whiz kids who tap up, who are winning on Singapore math contest outside the country. So like this one. This one is the 2016 IMC in Singapore. Team Philippines, we won. These are Filipino contingents. So the question is, what is the difference of contest from PISA and TIMSS? Because we have Filipino kids winning contests. Right? What is the difference with this, with PISA and TIMSS? Okay? There is a difference, guys. The difference is that in contest, we sent here our best and brightest students. Only the best and the brightest. The top of the class. Alright? However, in TIMSS and PISA, it's a cohort level. Let's say we are in the same class, all of us will take the assessment. Okay? It's a cohort level. It's the representation. Regardless if you're the best, you're just average, or you're just you're the slowest kid in the class, will all take the exam. I mean to say, damay-damay yan. It's a cohort level. You say it's a representation. It's the representation of the student population. Alright? However, contest, only the best and the brightest. Not even 1% of the student population Our goal in SAM Singapore Math, most of our kids are participating, competing, winning the math competitions. Okay? So that is Singapore Math. Now, I'm going to show you a program which is SAM. This is our solution to your child problem or difficulty in math. If your child either he doesn't like math, is bored with math, again, we met thousands of parents with the same challenges, with the same problem. Their son hate math. All right, going to show you the solution, because really these children we met after 3 months, 2 months of SAM, the attitude towards math changed from fear to confidence. They really love math. They're really good at it. I'll show you. So this is the SAM. So what is SAM? SAM is a Singapore Math Enrichment. So what is the meaning of SAM? SAM stands for Seriously Addictive Mathematics. So seriously, your child will be addicted to mathematics. All right? So I think it's a good addiction, because it's an addiction wherein this will contribute to a better future for your children. Okay? And I'm sure the president will like this addiction, guys. Addiction in math. So what is SAM? By the way, SAM, there are other Singapore Math Enrichment and Tutorial Centers in the Philippines. SAM has 2 distinctions. Number 1 distinction is origin. You need to say SAM is 100% made in Singapore, founded by Samuel Chia and Lau Chin Loh. So these worksheets, we didn't change anything in here. They created it, Singaporeans created it. So we didn't change anything. Whatever they are using in Singapore, the same. Okay, founded in 2010. Actually, the program is still young, 2010. Probably the schools if your children are older, a lot older. But the program, SAM, is only 9 years old. Founded by Samuel Chia and Lau Chin Loh. It's a multi-awarded math enrichment program from Singapore for children 3 to 12 years old. Hopefully your child is within the age bracket. But if your child is older, like if your child is already high school or even senior high, you can take the assessment, because we have high school students in SAM. We have senior high in Marikina. That senior high students started on the grade 4 level based on the assessment. So if you think your child, which is already in high school, is having difficulty, especially in problem solving, you can take our assessment. It's free. Then we can find out if you still need SAM. We can still help you. Alright? So we also accept high school students, especially those students who have difficulty in problem solving. Okay? So this is our recent award in Singapore, SG Parents' Choice Award. We would say in Singapore, most of the parents, they preferred SAM for math enrichment in Singapore. So you can see, guys, although the program is only 9 years old, right now we are present in 19 countries around the world. So fast. The growth of SAM is so fast. We would say for every year there's 2 or 3 countries opening SAM, franchising SAM. We started in Singapore, as you can see. Singapore 2010, only 10 centers. Thailand, Malaysia 2014, 36, 45. You notice Singapore only 10. Do you know the reason? It's because of what? Geographical limitations. As you can see, Singapore is only as big as Quezon City. So 10, it's already a lot of centers in Singapore. Thailand, Malaysia, Brunei, India, USA, Canada, Australia, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, South Africa, UAE, Zimbabwe, Hong Kong, and finally Philippines. By the way, we just started in the Philippines last 2016. So SAM is in the Philippines is only turning 3 years. So SAM in the Philippines is only 3 years, but right now we have 50 centers nationwide. We are now the fastest growing SAM master franchise in the world by the number of centers being opened. Compare here, they started 2014, we just started 2016, we have 50 centers. So thank you for our SAM franchises, SAM parents who are taking the program and then we're happy with SAM. Myanmar, Laos, Morocco, Thailand, total 199, almost 200. Okay, right now we are SAM, is the world's largest single format enrichment center. Oh yes, it's enrichment center in the world. Okay, SAM Philippines family. So in 3 years time, this was our second, so it's 2 years. This was our second franchise anniversary in SMX MOA last January 2019, having our next anniversary this February. So last January 2019, in 2 years time, we grow to over, I think it's 40 franchises nationwide. But right now we have 50. Okay? So this is something we are proud of because we opened our center in California, USA. Why? Because it's California. It's USA. We need to say, you know what? Whatever material we're using in the Philippines, here in Manila, in the province, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, whatever materials we're using there, the assessment, the worksheets, are the same material we're using in Singapore, in California, USA. We don't change anything. Walang binago dyan. Okay, even the money is Singaporean dollar. Siguro na iba lang is the bond paper. Maybe the quality of bond paper is better. But the content is still the same. Meaning, if you're in Visayas, if you're in Mindanao, in Luzon, you don't need to fly to Singapore to access the same quality of education. Singapore, your child can access to any SAM center in the Philippines. Okay? So it's authentic, it's original, it's as is. Okay? So this is the formula of SAM. Simple yet very powerful. It's a combination of classroom and worksheet experience, guys. So what's happening inside the classroom? This is the actual classroom experience. So we're teaching math using toys, using manipulatives. You notice on the video how we solve the word problems. We use Matlin cubes. Okay? So now, we use toys like this to teach math. Now, this is very important. The reason why SAM is addictive is one of the reasons, because of these toys. But aside from this, there's a bigger reason why SAM is seriously addictive mathematics. You know the reason? The reason why it's seriously addictive mathematics is because of this and this. No spoon feeding. SAM, we don't spoon feed in SAM. Meaning to say, SAM is not a tutorial center. Right? When you say tutorial center, in general, I'm not saying every tutorial, but in general, when you say tutorial center, is the parents, most of the parents will go there because there's a quiz, or there's an exam, or there's an assignment. The tendency of the tutor, in general, is to spoon feed, to give the answer right away, the solution right away, just memorize. On the other hand, SAM is not like that. We don't spoon feed. If you notice the word problem demo earlier, did I spoon feed the parents? Did I tell the answer right away? What did I do? No, I didn't. I just asked them probing questions. So that's the secret, that's the key. It's no longer secret, as I said. So it's probing questions. We ask questions so that the students will think para sila yung mag-isip. Okay? So that when they answer a word problem, difficult word problem, and then our role is just to facilitate. By the way, it's not just, actually it's more difficult because our trainers, they plan before the class, not just which is going to teach, but also the questions, the art of questioning, the questions and then the activities to engage the students. They plan for it before the class, based on the individual. Although we are a group class, 4 to 8 students per class, it's individualized. So they plan the questions, the activities for each student. Okay, so it's even harder. There's a lot of preparation for that. So again, going back, so when they answer a worded problem which is difficult, at first, when we show them the word problem, they say, oh, sorry, we're not used to answer word problems. But because of this approach, the demo earlier, that we ask them probing questions, they think, when they finally answer that, they will say, madali lang pala. It's easy. It's a piece of cake. Ganun lang pala yun. Alright? And then they do it regularly, the worksheets, until such time they realize, I'm really good at this. Magaling pala ako dito. Okay, when they finally realize that, the fear, the hatred will turn to confidence.